Hi, if you're hearing this and seeing this, this is part 2 of 10 tips and tricks for new players in Rise of Kingdoms. The video ended up being way too long, so I split it into 2 parts. This is the second part. The first part was all about commanders. This part has the 9 other tips. The commanders took way longer than I expected, and I'm sorry about that. And I didn't want to make the video too long, so I'm cutting it into 2 parts. This is the second part, and get into the video. Bye bye. Now, gems are a very valuable resource in this game. You can mine them. It's kind of hard. In KVK, you get level 3 nodes. Let's see if I can find one right here. They have 30 gems in them. In Home Kingdom, I think you only have level 1 and 2s. You should be saving your gems. You shouldn't use them on Speedups. You shouldn't use them on Courier Station purchases. Like, not that. Not this, not this, not any of these. Don't spend your gems. Unless an event comes around where you can get gear, or when the more than gems event comes and you can spend it on VIP points. Where you should spend your gems, VIP or gear? I actually don't know. I spent my gems on gear, obviously. Look at that shiny legendary gear. But my VIP level is really lacking. It's kind of trash, to be honest. Level 11 sucks. Most people are almost getting 14 at this point. But I spent all my gems on gear, which I'm not sad about. Like, my gear's crazy good. Look at that. But it could be, VIP could have been better. Like, getting an extra gold head from what I have right now would be super amazing. 3 gold heads, like, oh my god, I'm missing out. Not only do you time your gem spending with events, you should time using your speed ups, using your resources to push when events come. Now, I don't know if I have any good events to show that right now. Oh, Mightiest Governor. If you're trying to push and the rankings weren't fixed by the kingdom, if you're trying to push during this, you should use your speed ups and stuff during this. Now, this is not a very good event to push during. There are way better events, I promise. There's events where you get points based on how many speed ups you use. There's events you get points based on how much power you push. There's just a lot of events that are good for pushing power, and you should wait till them. One of them being Zenith event, which you could get a really cool skin with. Okay, this 4th tip, I truly believe it's one of the most important. It's that tech is king in Rise of Kingdoms. What I mean by that is that your building power really does not equal your combat power. If you look at my building power, it's 13 mil. That's pretty much useless power, most of it. I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on building. You should definitely get to City Hall 25 as fast as possible. It's not the most important thing, but it's really important. But this tech is where everything matters. All these stats add up. All the movement speed, the combat stats. These 3 are super important. These are like the hardest tech to get in the game, in my opinion, so far. I haven't gotten that far in the game yet, but obviously tier 5 are probably harder. But all these stats, see, I'm only going 1 march of infantry, so I only maxed the top path, and I focused on these. Like, this tech is like what's gonna make or break a fight with it, like you versus someone else. The 5th tip I'm gonna give you is that you should save your AP bottles. Now, it might be like common sense, oh yeah, you should save them for Lohar or Marauders, but people don't do it. And they use like, oh, I'll use 150 here, I'll use 150 there, I'll use a couple to rush to Karrak, which is an event where you can spend AP bottles to summon the boss, but you can beat that whole event using your daily AP. You don't need to spend AP bottles. People just want to get it over with. I'm telling you, AP is a valuable resource. These Marauders give amazing stuff such as speed ups, resources. Like, you'll be It'll be good for a while. If you kill those, you get gems from them. I think it's roughly averaged about, I want to say, an extra 2,000 gems for every 50k AP you spend. I want to say something like that. That's a lot of gems. Plus, that's not including the gems you get from killing Barbs. That's only from the event itself. I'll try to put some graphics on the screen or something, but if I don't, just know that saving your AP will help you in the long run. 6th tip for this video is to be using runes that drop. Now, it might be like, oh, of course I'll use this rune. Let's see if I can find one that's decent. This one. Look at this, research speed plus 10%. Like, of course I would grab this. People forget. I've forgotten. And I start, what, like 50-day, 100-day researches without getting a buff. I'm missing out on days and days of time off from this. Like, it seems like a small thing, but it adds up. If you're gonna have to use speed ups to make up for the days that you're missing because of the rune, and it's gonna hurt. Like, I don't have that much speed ups. I'm pretty broke, and that's partially due to me not using these runes, me not maximizing my helps that I can get. Like, this is important stuff, and you gotta make sure that you're using the runes. Even in combat, you gotta be picking up a defense rune, a health rune, an attack rune. You gotta be picking up these runes before you go into battle. It's gonna help make a difference. It is, I promise. It's gonna make a big difference. My next tip I want to talk about is chaining barbarians. Now, it's kind of hard to do as a low spender or free to play. I'm trying to find someone doing it because I have all my marges out, but I don't see anyone. But basically, the essence of it is you want to find a group of barbarians. You're going to march a troop over with AoE. You're going to attack one barb and let the AoE hit this barb. And then you're going to be attacked by 2 barbs. And the reason this is good is because you spend less AP to kill multiple barbarians. Now, I knew how to do it, but I only recently found out about a couple, like 2 weeks ago, how to do it with certain commanders. What you want to use is a defense commander. So you got Charles Meltel, you got Richard, he's a good one. I don't know if there's any more defense that you can use. If you want to use a defense character, primary, and you want to do a talent tree that somewhat looks like this, I just winged it, and my Martel's not maxed. But the most important one is this. Whenever the commanded troop uses an active skill, it recovers a portion of its slightly wounded troops. Every time an active skill fires off, it's going to heal. And that's the most important part, because it'll heal and you can keep your troop out longer and chain multiple barbs and not take that much damage. It's insane. And this is also one of the reasons why YSG is a good investment, is its enhanced rain of arrows skill makes it so it does a full circle around the commander instead of just doing a half circle. And you should be chaining. It doesn't take that much effort to chain 2 to 3 barbs together and save a little bit of AP, get some more speed ups. It'll add up in the long run, I promise. Some people chain 20 barbs in a row. It's crazy. I can't do it. I do 2 or 3. Oh, and also one other thing about chaining is that in the home kingdom, there are certain spots where you can snug your city in to like a corner like this, so no barbs can spawn behind you, and you can run back and forth and spawn in level 16 and 17 barbs to kill over and over again. You can do it for like 80, 100 times in a row, and since you're healing off the skill, the defense, talent. You're not taking any damage. You can go for essentially forever. Okay, my 8th tip is to save your bag resources. Now, what I mean by that is that you shouldn't really be reaching into your bag in the early game. You should be farming a lot of resources and be able to pay for stuff up front. Now, I'm not saying to never reach into your bag. Like, if an event comes around and you need resources to push, you need resources to start an upgrade, you should definitely do that. But you should be saving a lot of your resources that you get in your bag for dire need. This is true because if you're going to end up migrating somewhere, you can only bring the resources in your bag with you. You can't bring any of the ones at the top. Those are going to get deleted, or you're going to have to send them away to someone. But these ones in the bag, you can keep forever. And they sit there, and you can pull from them when you need them. And in KVK, you're going to be needing a lot of resources. Like, this is not enough for KVK 2. I'm going to have to keep farming, getting my resources up. I do have 1 farm, but I do need more, and that is a good segue onto my 9th tip, is that farms are important. You should have at least 1, if not more. And they are super useful for gathering resources. You can gather double resources that you would with normal 5 marches. I have 5 marches gathering on my farm. And if you unlock tier 4 troops on your farm, you can use them to fill flags and passes. Now what that means is that, well, this is us, 3585. We're fighting against 3581 in 34 hours when the pass opens. Let's say we build flags all the way up over here, and we have to defend a flag, and they attack that flag. Your troops in that flag are going to die forever. They're gone. As you can see from my profile, I have 1.3 million deads. 1 million of those are from KVK. They're gone forever. I've lost 1 million troops. But if you have a farm with tier 4 troops, you can put those in the flag, and you can have your main march on the field fighting while those troops are in the flag, defending the flag for you. It's super important. This is a strategy that all the top players use. I did not know about this in KVK 1, where I would have had a farm. And my last tip, and this one's kind of obvious, but I'm just going to put it in there, is that you should be buying every single food option and wood option in the VIP shop and the Courier Station every time you can, except some of these boosts are not worth. Now, that tip is kind of, yeah. But I really think I covered most important stuff. Yeah, if you have anything that I missed, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and maybe I can make a part 2 covering more stuff. And I'm still learning the game. I'm only 169 days in. Some people are thousands of days in. I got a lot to learn. I'm in KVK 2. If you want to help me with my account and what I should be working on, or how I should be fighting, I love to take any tips from you guys. But these are just the tips that I've noticed from playing this game for 169 days through KVK 1 into KVK 2. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and bye.